Welcome back to another tutorial. It's always a real pleasure to teach a new design to you, or not necessarily a new design, but something different each week. So this week I'm almost sort of recycling some flowers. If you've been watching the Tuesday videos, I have a Back to Basics series, and I had some gorgeous sunflowers and some lovely, really autumnal looking gerberas that I used in one of the round posy arrangements, and I've teamed them up today with some lovely autumnal looking lilies and some stock, creamy coloured stock. Now the colours of the flowers I've got today are really autumnal. They've got those peaches, yellows and oranges, and I thought it would link really nicely with this container. Because it's wood, I'm a bit concerned that it might absorb the water from the floral foam. So I'm going to use like a secondary container just to sit inside. This is a container from IKEA. I have used this before in that quite modern arrangement, and I can link that here in the cards. And if you click on the cards, then it will take you to a different video. So that's going to sit inside my bowl, and it happens to fit in there quite snugly. And before I pop it in, I've got 2/3 of a block of foam. And one of the reasons why I've got such a large piece of foam is because my sunflowers are really chunky. And they've cut down because I've used them prior to this arrangement. But I need a big piece of foam to accommodate those stems. And what I'm thinking of doing is like a clustered arrangement. It's probably really a triangle arrangement, but it's going to be in a grouped style. So rather than the arrangement being symmetrical with the flower placement, it's going to be a symmetrical outline shape, but with the flowers not symmetrical. Hopefully that will make sense when I've finished. So I'm going to start with a really tall piece of bay, and I want that to be fairly straight and slightly to the left side of the centre. So asymmetrical designs, you need to start off centre. Don't arrange your first piece of material in the middle, because then you won't be able to make an asymmetric design. So asymmetric means that your centre line isn't in the centre. It's 2/3 or 1/3 to the left or the right of the centre line. A lot of people make it triangle and then add extra flowers onto one side. That doesn't necessarily make an asymmetrical design. So we're going with some of this lovely bay. This is the one that I picked in my mother's garden, and I introduce you, or I might not have done it yet, but you'll get introduced to this in one of the flower talk videos, where I talk you through different flowers and foliages that you can grow in your garden. And what I'm doing here on the left-hand side is grouping all that foliage together to create a bit of a column. I'm set back in the foam. I've used the back half, or the back third, and I filled in the back as well so that I'm hiding my foam while I've been talking to you. Let's go over this way so I can see you as I'm talking. On the right side, I'm going to put a tower or a column of the iris. Oh, they're not irises. I'm going to do a column of the lilies. Now, if you're an animal lover and you've got cats at home, then be really careful with lilies, because they are poisonous to cats and dogs, I think, but definitely cats. So don't let them touch the pollen or eat the pollen. And what I'm going to do here is start with the smaller flower at the top. Let's just wiggle these apart. Smaller flower at the top, getting bigger and bigger and bigger as I come down to the focal point towards the bottom. The focal point isn't up here. The focal point is 2/3 of the way down towards your container. And as I'm coming down, I want to step slightly forward so that I'm getting a profile and my design isn't flat from the side. I've already removed the pollen from these, but as soon as the lily starts to open, you just need to either pinch off with your finger and thumb or use the scissors just to remove them, and then you've got no risk of pollen getting on your soft furnishings and your curtains. Now this bunch only has 4 lilies in it. Traditionally we would tell you to arrange with 3s or 5s, but I've only got 4, so don't worry too much about it. And that little damaged petal there I'm just going to pull off, and the more open lily is going to be low down towards the front, which is where my focal point is, and I've left some space underneath because I'm going to be adding a leaf underneath. And basically what I've done there with those lilies is I've created a line arrangement, which is the first arrangement you will learn if you go to a formal flower arranging or floristry class, or at least it would be if you were learning with me. That focal line, bringing your eye from the top to the bottom, is quite often the first steps in floral design. And if you want to learn more about floral design, then I'm going to link up the top here that back to basic lesson where you can go back and learn about floral design from the beginning. Now alongside or in front of my bay, I'm going to use the stock flowers, or the foliage of the stock smells horrible after a couple of days, so I've removed it all, and I'm going to do like a column effect alongside it. I haven't put any greenery at the back of the lily, really, because I don't have any. But there's nothing stopping you putting some foliage at the back if you did have it. Traditional arrangers out there might not like the fact that I haven't got greenery on one side, but it's my design, so I'm doing what I want to do. So on that side there, I've got a little cluster of the 3 stalks. So we've got a really lovely contrast between the 2. And then with the 2 I've got left, I'm just going to continue that line down towards the front. Now I'm just having a slight moment because I'm thinking I've got 3 really big sunflowers. So I'm not going to put that in. I'm going to hang on a minute until I know where my sunflowers are going to go, because they are absolutely ginormous. Look at those. So let's start with the smaller of the sunflower heads. I'm going to place these in this sort of position here, so we start to get some width. At the moment it's very narrow and straight up the centre, so let's get one of these in on the side. Just got to spend a bit of time positioning it, and then I'm going to bring the 2 remaining sunflowers down the front. I'm a bit restricted because they've been cut to the same length because they were in posy arrangement, so they are a similar size. And now I've got to decide which one is going to come more towards the middle, and I think it's going to be this one. So be careful not to damage that lily, but this one is going to sit quite low so that it helps to cover the foam. It gives me depth. It's a material that's at a lower length, lower position, so it's going to draw your eye downwards, and it also helps to cover the foam. And then with the one I've got left, it's going to come out towards the side. Ideally I would like them to have been slightly longer, but we've got that really lovely yellow bright cluster of sunflowers there at the front. Now what that's done is it's made the arrangement almost too short for the height of the arrangement. But what I'm going to do to counterbalance that at the end is I'm going to add in a taller piece of probably twisted willow or contorted hazel, just to draw your eye upwards, because this is really visually heavy. It's making the design bottom heavy, and that would be okay if that was all the flowers you had and that's the height you wanted to make the arrangement. But for me it needs to be heightened. I need to get something in there which is going to draw your eye upwards. And what I'm going to do on this side is add in the 2 remaining stock from in that mixed bunch. So there were 5 and they're all together. And this is just going to give a bit of extra width to my arrangement and make it as visually balanced with the opposite side. And really, even though the materials are grouped together, it's essentially a triangle on the outside. If I wanted to soften the triangle, I could put more sort of whimsical country type flowers in it. But I quite like the grouped effect that I've created. And now I've got to find somewhere for these fantastic gerbera. Now the colour on these is absolutely fantastic. What I think I'm going to do is one in the sort of little tighter down behind the lilies, so it gives some weight at the back. And when I say weight, I don't mean weight as in pounds and ounces and kilograms. I mean visual weight. It's making it look heavy. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And then with the two that I've got left, I'm going to cluster them in and around that sort of lily there. One there and one on the other side. And it's tucked in underneath that lily. So when that lily opens, I'm just going to move this one over slightly. What I want to do is leave enough space so when the lily opens, I'm not going to be blocking it with that gerbera. Okay, so we've almost got repeated patterns with the sunflower and the gerbera, but they're in slightly different positions. And I think it works quite well. Now there's not a great deal of foliage in this arrangement, but that's okay because I've got plenty of material that I can use to fill in. What I'm going to do in this area here is use this amazing, look at that, trailing Amaranthus. And this is quite easy to grow in the UK, probably quite easy to grow in other parts of the world as well. But it's going to give me a lovely draping effect, that beautiful cascading bit of movement over the front, and gives me a little bit of a link between the orangey red lily. That one I think is a bit too long, so let's get that shorter. And essentially what I'm doing here is grouping my materials together instead of equally spreading them out on a centre line, so that we have Amaranthus on this side and Amaranthus on that side. I've grouped them together. It quite often gives more visual impact to an arrangement and makes it have a more of a modern feel to it. Now at the back of the arrangement where I said I could have added some foliage in, but I didn't have any, what I'm going to do there is add in these pieces of bark. Now I've used these in an arrangement before, and it's basically bark from a tree that's fallen down, and I've glued them onto some kebab sticks. And these are going to work quite nicely up at the back to create a bit of textural interest against the stems of the lilies. That could be foliage, or you could leave it free of anything, but that brings in a really nice texture there at the back. Now I have some trailing ivy, so let's just have a look at the trailing ivy. Several little bits of trailing ivy, and I've also got some flat Fatsia leaves. Now what I really don't want to do is to put the trailing ivy near that Amaranthus, because I'm going to have too many busy materials all doing the same job. So what I'm going to do instead is bring the ivy over onto this side over here. It's going to exaggerate the shape of my arrangement and bring in a nice soft bit of movement on one side, which really helps the asymmetric balance of this arrangement. Materials are grouped together, they're not matchy-matchy on either side, so that gives you an asymmetrical balance of colour and flowers, not a traditional symmetric look. So 3 little pieces over on that one side there, and by grouping it together it makes a more modern look, which complements the rest of the style of the arrangement. And then my Fatsia leaves are going to come underneath where the gerbera are sitting, and it's going to give a bit of a break between the fussy trailing ivy on one side and that fussy trailing Amaranthus, so it almost breaks up the two styles of trailing material that are very similar to one another. And I only need one piece of foliage in there. That's all it needs. I don't need to clutter it up, and I don't need to layer anything on top of one another. But I do need to sneak some small bits of greenery underneath where my sunflowers are, so that I've hidden that floral foam. So that's my next job, making sure that we can't see any foam in there. I don't want the material to be too long and too fussy, because it's going to ruin that modern sort of style that I'm trying to create. And then to finish it off, I'm going to add in that contorted hazel on this side here. I'm just going to see where I need to cut it. Hopefully I don't need to cut the base off it and lose the length on it. That might be slightly outside camera shot, but that now creates some enclosed space in the middle here, which gives it a more dynamic appearance, and it draws your eye upwards in a very rhythmic line, rather than a dynamic line which is straight up that I'm getting with the stock on the opposite side. And now I'm going to do what I quite often tell you not to do, and that is to keep adding more and more flowers. Now I have these beautiful, aren't they just amazing? These are Strelitzia. They started off green like this, and if you're part of my Facebook group, you might have seen the unboxing where I unpack boxes after the flowers have been delivered. If you store them somewhere out of water, they turn into these really interesting shapes. And what I would like to do is to put them over here so that the line of my contorted hazel brings your eye through the arrangement and out on the other side. But what I am also thinking is that this might be too much. But you know, I like to have opinions and views from the viewers. So I'm going to pop them in. I think I'm going to do 2, and what that's done now is it's really expanded the width of my arrangement alongside the contorted hazel, which gives you a lot of height. Hopefully they're still in camera shot, so I'll just pull it over for you to see. Now I quite like that. Maybe in a few days time I was wishing I hadn't put it in, but you can let me know in the comment box exactly what you think. And while I just sort of summarize what I've done, I'm going to add in some greenery at the back. So I've created an asymmetrical design that is grouped together. Essentially, the flower arrangement itself is a triangle, but then by adding in the height and the extended width, it's made it appear a little bit more asymmetric. If you've been watching me for a while, then you'll know that I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to be told every time I upload a new tutorial, and please share with friends and family, because it's the only way I can get this channel to grow. I hope you've enjoyed today's arrangement. If you don't like the side arms, then you can let me know. I love to hear feedback from you and find out what designs you enjoy the most. Thank you as ever for watching. We'll see you again very soon for another tutorial, and goodbye for now.